woken up to what seems like the first day of winter. There's snow on the ground, although it's not too bad here in the west of Ireland. We do have it pretty mild, really. But I wanted to welcome you today because I had a few thoughts and I wanted to talk to you about spiritual healing. But in particular, I wanted to talk to you about the snobbery that exists within spiritual healing. You see, over the years, I've been involved in a number of different, shall we say, flavors of spiritual healing. I think, like many of you, I've explored and tried different things. One I'm very fond of is sound healing, but the other is Reiki, and there's often a bit of snobbery in some of the circles that I've moved around in regarding Reiki. In a nutshell, for those of you who don't know, Reiki is Japanese spiritual healing. At least that's the origin of it. And it was founded and brought to popularity by a man called Mikao Izui in Japan at the end of the 19th, going into the 20th century and sort of up into the mid-20th century. It's interesting, really, because it's very natural and it's very pure. And what I find interesting is that it has been brought over to the West and it has been commercialized. And this is where the criticism comes in, the commercialization of it. So as with all these things, people run away with it and they will find ways to commercialize or make money or popularity from something that already worked. But the traditional Reiki involves none of this sort of nonsense of becoming a Reiki master in a weekend. It's a lifelong pursuit. You may never become a master. You can, for the purposes of the levels of courses that you do now, be called a master teacher even. But the pure Reiki healing is just pure spirit healing. It is about life force, which is what Reiki means. It means universal life force. And it is about, with your intention, being able to channel that life force that created the universe and us and plants and animals and everything, stars. It came from the stars. And being able to intentionally channel that to where healing is required. And it's very, very beautiful. And it does sadden me that some people do dismiss it because it has been so westernized and become so popular. But the truth is, if you are able to connect to the universal energy, and we all can, it's just whether we put our intention there, but connecting to that energy and using the power of your intention, you have within you a great capacity to heal, whatever you want to call it. And so I think it's very important that we don't get hung up on what's better than what's more important than what is more ethical than what. We always work ethically. And certainly if you followed the traditional training in Uzui Reiki, it is extremely ethical. So I just wanted to cover that, really. And I think what's important for me is that it's so universal. And I don't like religion. I don't. And I never have done. I've not been raised in a particularly religious or anti-religious home, a very neutral home to religion. And I find religion is very confining for me. But one thing that always struck me with Christianity in the Bible was the story of Jesus. And in this story, he heals. And he says to his disciples and everyone around him who are amazed at his healing capacity, they call it a miracle. And he says, you too have these gifts. Go out there and use them. And he doesn't talk about doing any special training or certificates. He just tells them, you have all got this ability. Go and use it for the purposes of the good. And that, even though I'm not a Christian, sums it up really for me. We all have this, no matter what it's called, so there's no need to get funny about one's better than the other, or one's the right way to do it, one's the wrong way to do it, or one has more validity than the other, or the certificate is worth more. Healing is healing. And I will say as well, which is an interesting thing, is that throughout my time as a teacher, one of the most common routes I have found for people wanting to train in spirituality or trance or mediumship, any of the spiritual disciplines that I've been involved in, is that they have come from a foundation of Reiki. And opening yourself up as a channel to universal life force to heal is not only about being the channel for healing, it is about being the channel for spirit, the spirit being the life force, the animating force. And when that channel is open, that is when people have realized their strong link and connection to the spirit world. That channel is open, so they are having experiences and they are recognizing this wonderful life force that flows through them and everything else, and that it is all interconnected. So whether you do Reiki or whether you do sound healing or whether you do healing with an organization, you're all doing the same thing. And I think it's very important that we honor being that channel, and we honor ourselves, and we honor the people we heal, and even say thank you to those religions that do incorporate healing as part of their teaching, for bringing it to us, how much power we have within us. Now, we all know that healing is not the same as curing. Healing is about restoring the status quo, the balance, and many other things. We can't always cure diseases. I have illnesses that will never be cured. There is damage done to my body, and, it can't be cured. But in the healing, I can find a balance. Even if it's a balance where I feel calmer, feel more able to cope on a day-to-day level. So even though you maybe want to heal everyone and see everyone healthy, the goal is not to have everyone healthy necessarily. Nice if they are. The goal is to allow the universe to use its clever magic. And what will be, will be. But if it's intended right, it will always be good. So let's get rid of all the nonsense about what's better than what's more relevant than what. And just remember that we are these wonderful spirit beings. We've come from the universe. We will go back to the universe. And the universe is all around us, and it flows everywhere. We've just got to use our hearts and our minds and a good intention. Thank you.